Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And it's a pretty good return here, so we'll get this up to the 29. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And a year ago when he was drafted, it felt like central casting. Bo Nix coming to the NFL ready to roll, and he surpassed all expectations a season ago and threw for nearly 30 touchdown passes as a rookie. Fell just short with 29, but a huge piece of his team's future.
On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to have the Broncos first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
So much for staying ahead of the chains with a 3 or 4 yard gain on first down. They moved the chains with a nice little run.
Yeah, they're making the chain gang hustle a little bit to try and keep up, aren't they? Because a lot of the first series of games are scripted, many times to probe and find some holes in the defense. Sometimes you attack with some big-time runs, too.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. That one away.
Now a 2nd and 10. On play action, here's Nix. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that falls incomplete.
To throw, here's Nix. And it is caught. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
They'll run with Dobbins. And he's going to get about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Dobbins once more. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. J.K. Dobbins taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Broncos put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. That time a 6-play drive. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a fast footwork by White. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
And how about Geno Smith? The number of times we've looked at his career and said, here's something new for him. And that's exactly what we're talking about with his move to Las Vegas after 5 seasons in Seattle. Over 70% last season completion percentage. And the Raiders, they definitely need that type of efficiency in Vegas. And the best part, he has a head coach in Pete Carroll who really believes in him.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And the Raider first down. A gain of 21.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. From the 50, it's Smith. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. To throw is Smith.
That one complete to Trey Tucker.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Geno.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big play that time on the catch and run. 31 yards.
With that down and distance, no real surprise they decided to throw the ball. But I think where the surprise kicked in, the result. Short pass downfield. That ball got taken for a nice journey to turn into a big play.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
So now make that a 2nd sack for them on this drive.
And, Brandon, we hear it every week when we go out to do a game. Everyone talks about playing complementary football. Their offense goes down and scores. They see that, and they want to back them up, and that they did, getting 2 sacks on this first drive.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
On the zone read, a give to Genty.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks,
And that one ended up going backwards.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. From the left hash, this from 39. The kick by Carlson is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos.
For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
4 yards.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Third and 5. To throw is Nix. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Throwing Nix. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
That's good for a Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2nd and 10. Here's Nix. He'll swing this out to Dobbins.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
A 42-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Nick Benito coming in there to record the sack.
And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Geno now to throw.
That's caught by Tucker.
Smith's pass complete to Trey Tucker. A gain of 10 yards, and it's third down.
Third and 8.
Here's Smith. A quick hitter complete. It's Thornton. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be fourth down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
Cole now on to punt, and he sends this one away.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
The Broncos offense and veteran receiver Cortland Sutton getting set for their next drive. And he's had an early impact on the game. Sensational so far. And they'll likely be looking to find more ways to get him involved. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Franklin. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more.
He's brought down at the 31.
Max Crosby, the one who got in there for the stop.
Brings up second and
He did have the
9.
touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
Next to the air. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
First down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Getting to the ball that time was Jeremy Chin.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
Now it's Nix. Now he's going to step up and run.
And he will slide down with a good gain. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
From the gun on third down, it's Nix.
This is caught. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there. 33 yards.
And the Broncos go up by 2 touchdowns.
So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3.
Makes the score Broncos.
So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Raiders offense ready to go. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Looking to put a drive together.
The drive will begin with a run by Genty. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Throwing now is Gino. The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
A 28-yard gain. First down, Las Vegas.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith.
Returning right back to Lockett.
So the completion good for just 3. And that will bring up second down.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Back to throw, Smith. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. A shotgun snap for Smith. It's complete to Lockett.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
On first down, it's Genty.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2. Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27. Gino going to hand it to Genty.
And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
That's another Las Vegas first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Now Smith. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Throwing is Smith.
They'll try and set up the screen to Genty.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
On 4th down, here's Daniel Carlson for the Raider field goal.
Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Carlson able to put this one through. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6.
Raiders 6.
So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for him in with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you've got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but outside of his agent, you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Looking to put a drive together.
Off the play fake. Here's Nix.
Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. An excellent way to start the drive there. 18 yards.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And that'll be complete to Dobbins.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A give up the middle to Dobbins.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Now a handoff for Dobbins.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
So 2nd and 4 from the 22. They'll go again with Dobbins.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
J.K. Dobbins
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
So 2 touchdowns for him on the ground in this first half, and that one a thing of beauty.
And just like his last touchdown run, we saw him be patient. How about his vision where he's able to identify where the opening was? And then how about the escort right down the field all the way to the end zone from his blockers?
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now the Vegas offense heading back out there.
Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion.
to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Smith now to throw. Quick hitch, complete. It's Tucker. And they work this well upfield across the 45. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Play action. It's Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one with second down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. He got 29 yards that time.
And the Las Vegas first down. A gain of 29 yards. First down, Raiders.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line.
John Franklin Myers able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Tucker. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
A 41-yard attempt.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15.
So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. Dances by him. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field.
And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point.
On play action, here's Nix.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, here's Nix. A short throw to Ingram. And past the 30 before he's out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll go play action with Nix.
Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Off the play fake, Nix.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack. I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, and those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to him, and I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
To throw is Nix.
A quick hitter complete. It's Franklin.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Here's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a first down.
First down. 1st and 10.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. He'll swing this out to Dobbins.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Nix to the air.
Touchdown! Evan Ingram, an 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Broncos continue to pull away here in this first half.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Makes the score.
So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Now Gino. Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
A run straight ahead with Genty.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
From the gun, here's Smith. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Taking it about the 16. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10.
The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Here's a give to Dalvins.
Found a little room there as he's out to about the 37.
Eric Stokes in on the tackle.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
71 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
First and 10.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Off the bootleg, here's Nix.
Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
A 3-yard pickup.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
This quick pass complete to Sutton. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Cortland Sutton. That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Another run here with Dobbins.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Hustling through to break that play up, Max Crosby.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now it's Nix.
Over the middle, complete. It's Sutton. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 8.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. Oh, he's going to go for it all.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown.
Marvin Mims,
34 yards.
and the Broncos are able to stretch out their lead.
And when the quarterback drops and has a guy that wide open in the end zone, his eyes have to get just as big as grapefruits.
Oh, without a doubt. This is the easiest throw you're going to get, and you're going to get the benefit of a touchdown on top of it. Make that throw.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Smith throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
32-yard line.
Second and 7.
Geno now to throw. Left side complete to Lockett. Only able to gain a couple there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The Broncos offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
Broncos, first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen here, and you never know what you're going to get in the NFL. Sometimes it goes down to the wire. Other times, it's blowout city, like what this game is shaping up to be. But hey, anything can happen, so let's go to the second half. Send it back out to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scotty, thank you as always. Well, likely 2 very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground with Ginty. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down. Now that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard.
Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. It's a big play there for Vegas. 56 yards.
First and goal, Raiders.
Here's Smith. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Tyler Lockett, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Raiders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that'll cut the lead down to 22. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it ends with a Tyler Lockett touchdown.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. The solid stiff arm. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Open man right side is his running back. It's complete downfield.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
Now Dobbins. Oh, nice move. And shutting him off down open field. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
115 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll run. It's Dobbins.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And the Broncos are going to be set up with a first and goal as a nice run there. Gets him down to the 6-yard line.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
A shotgun snap to give to Dobbins.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Off the RPO, he completes it. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
second touchdown of the night. And the Broncos are able to add on to that lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Lutz to try to end the PAT. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
You get hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Alex Singleton, the linebacker, there on the tackle. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Now it's Smith. And the Broncos get there and take him down. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's A.J. Cole now. He's been terrific so far. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. Fielded at the 20. A big boot that time. 57 yards, the official distance.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Now 2nd and 5. Off the play fake, here's Nix.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position
to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. He'll try to pick it up himself. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. And the Raiders pick it up. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Well, that's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run, and obviously ball security is paramount. In today's football, everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
Following the fumble recovery, Smith. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Back to throw, Smith. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. Pushing through the contact. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
And he is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Smith going to try and run with it. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
A run out of the gun with Genty. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Smith. Now he's going to step up and run. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Smith. Touchdown Raiders. Dante Thornton from 13 yards out. And the Raiders are able to cut into that deficit.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Carlson on for the PAT. And that'll cut the lead down to 22. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing Nix. Setting up a screen for Harvey. Shifts past him at the 45. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the Raiders' 43-yard line.
Now the Central Florida product is R.J. Harvey. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
And the Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
On 1st down, back to Harvey. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Once more with Harvey. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. To throw, here's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's another Broncos first down.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And this one complete again to Mims. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense, exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That backs them up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Got a man and he hits him in stride. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. R.J. Harvey taking it in from a yard out. And the Broncos take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
The Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now here come the Raiders. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
They got completion there. That's clearly an example of one side happy, the other side not very happy. Defense, very, hey, take 1 or 2 yards. We're good with that. Offense, you got to expect to get more on the passing play.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Genty. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Here's Smith. That's into the hands of his tight end, Bowers. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Smith now to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos.
throws. It's a sack. John Franklin Myers in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. To throw is Smith. Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. Welcome back now to Denver. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Smith. Now he'll tuck this and run. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go on 4th. Smith. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Nix to the air. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete.
Complete to Marvin Mims. Out of bounds just past midfield.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Nick's going to give to Harvey. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
First down.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Harvey now on 1st and 10. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Again, it's Harvey. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. R.J. Harvey with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Broncos start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. Though definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4th touchdown pass as they're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, fourth quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept attacking and got another touchdown pass as a result.
What's good on the extra point? And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Raiders 23.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a fast footwork by White. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Looking to put a drive together. Now Gino. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Thornton. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
That's caught by Tucker. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now Smith. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Dante Thornton, 68 yards. And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Well, CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about or really grasp onto in this game. They've been dominated, but at least they get a late touchdown here, something positive to put on film for tomorrow's session.
Yeah, they're still trying to execute, trying to get some positives on their board and ledger sheet and keep this from being a total loss. Give them credit. They're going down fighting.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
Up the middle, it's Harvey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
85 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
First down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Now 2nd and 9. On play action, here's Nix. A short throw to Ingram. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Now it's Nix. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there. 30 yards. And the Broncos have taken a 5-touchdown lead. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Broncos 66.
That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that was playing at an elite level.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
I like how he hung